So welcome back to your Everyday Hero Meditation course with me, Ellie Latrobe. We're in part 7 now, and we are days 19 to 21. So if you've got this far, your commitment to the cause is real. And now I can reveal the juicier stuff of meditation to really get your teeth into. Now, in my way of teaching and understanding the world, the key of it all is to find and understand and realize our true purpose. So in these next 3 days, we're going to try and work out or reinforce what we already know about why we are in these bodies, in this lifetime, on this earth right now. What is our mission? What is our true purpose? And that is what really the Everyday Heroes is all about. When we're living as an everyday hero, we are living through our own purpose, and that purpose gives us power. We've just come from 3 days of kind of fully understanding the key principles of this type of meditation. We've aligned, we've received, and we've distributed. So those 3 parts, all with the skills that you learned in the initial part, or you've reinforced what you've already known, the breathing, your concentration, your visualization, and your awareness. So with your skills, with your format for your meditation, now is the time to really ask yourself who you are, why you're here. Now, I alluded in the last meditation about these 7 rays of light, which we are aligning with. And I want to go into that a little deeper in this kind of second half of our meditation challenge. When we are aligning, when we are receiving, when we are distributing, from what are we receiving? To what are we aligning? To whom are we distributing? So our alignment and our receiving is all about receiving from our higher self. That higher self is our everyday hero. It's our soul. And through that soul in this lifetime, we have a purpose. That soul has lived for lifetimes, and that soul in its lifetime has an overall vision for the type of work that it's trying to do through its lifetimes, the experiences it's trying to have, to learn, the expression that it's trying to give through lifetime after lifetime to evolve. Through that whole experience and expression, it returns and everything comes full circle. Those 7 kind of vibrations of light are what create the whole of the universe, the whole of this world. Through those 7 frequencies, if you like, they have created, they are kind of they're not created, they are channeled through the 12 archetypes of the zodiac. Now, these archetypes kind of govern the types of everyday hero that you can be, your soul's mission in this lifetime. Now, I've been doing a bit of work on this, and I'm going to provide this in an email to you to digest with your rational brain. And then through the next 3 days, we're going to try and understand and feel which one of them is true for us with our abstract mind. And with the 2 united, we can start to understand ourselves. Okay, our everyday hero has this soul expression, these crowning attributes, and this overall power that it has to realize in this lifetime. We also have masks. We also have this personality, which can hide sometimes this soul force that's trying to come through that personality. Sometimes those attributes can help, and sometimes they can hinder. So by understanding what's trying to come out through us and what is blocking that, we can start bit by bit to break down and take off the masks, put on our crowns, and be real life everyday heroes. So that's the gimmick, really, isn't it? And these are the archetypes. So you ready? I'm going to read them through. I'm going to provide them in your emails. So the first one we consider is the leader. This is governed by Aries, and its crowning attributes are to inspire others, creates drive and takes action and brings about change. You know, this is an initiating power. It's kind of governed by will, yeah? It comes from a higher place, and it's not governing through anger or frustration or control, okay? Those are masks. Those are personality attributes of this type, okay? This is influenced by Aries. The second type are your gardeners, your builders. And you don't have to be an actual gardener or a builder, or even in the previous one, you don't have to actually be a leader. But in your sphere of work, are you a leader, as in the first one? In your sphere of work, do you garden? Do you build? Do you ground new ideas through practical, financial, and habitual reform? Do you bring about creation of beauty on this earth? You know, this is the power of this type of everyday hero, is form making. The third type are the teachers. And these teachers' crowning attributes are intelligence and understanding, interpretation of ideas into words, and the facilitation of learning for others. You don't have to be a teacher in a secondary or primary school to be a teacher. It could be in any sphere of life. Their power is communication through words, through writing, through any means that we can distribute an idea. The fourth type are homemakers, the bringer of beauty into the home, making all feel welcome, and the care for the environment, care for the earth, care for the planet, nurturing, supporting. And it's the key power is homemaking. At the highest level, this type of everyday hero brings the om into home, yeah? So we're bringing spiritual into our everyday, into our homes, filling it with light, you know, and inspiring people in our homes in this kind of in an emotionally safe place to exist. The fifth type of hero is a unique individual. So it shows the world all they've got, thinks for themselves, very important, thinks for themselves, joyful and playful. I think this type can also influence quite greatly in pop culture. It's all about expressing yourself, being seen. You know, the may not necessarily be the most mature of ideas or thoughts, but it's expressed. Yeah, it's there. It's yeah, look at me. Yeah, and the sixth type are healers. Are you an everyday healer, striving to improve and better a situation, organisation or individual? Nurtures development, but with an attention to detail. The power here is purification. So whether that's a body, whether that's a home, whether that's environment, whether that is in an organisation, you know, improvement, betterment. The seventh type is judge. Finds peace to make decisions, will bring all information together to understand the whole, forgives but does not forget. And the power here is balancing relationship or balanced relationships. Are you a judge? A true judge? Not an evil judge, right? Eighth type of the warriors, okay? The everyday hero warriors will go to battle against the injustices and imbalances in their world, in their relationships and in the world. Will look to the psychological reasons for actions and events and try to get to the bottom of things. They demand intimacy. Into me I see, that level of seeing themselves and seeing others for the truth that they are. But it requires courage. So that power is courage. Is your power courage? The 9th type are the spiritual seekers, naturally have natural wisdom, very focused, visionary, and their power is intuition. The 10th type are the civil servants, consistent and persistent, establish routines to get the most out of the day, year, and life. Able to manifest easily, and a natural magician. Okay, their power is the formation of structures and systems. The 11th type are the scientists, logical and rational, works for the collective good, operates in a mental sphere without influence of emotions. Emotions are not affecting their thought process, and their power is group service. Everything that they do through their rational brain is for the good of the whole. And the 12th type are the artists. These have their crowning attributes are being creative, having a natural connection to the cosmos. They're psychic or have a high sensitivity, and their power is pure creativity. So that's a lot to digest. That's why I'm putting it in words for you. Sometimes we can get a bit better insight of which one of those we are by looking at our rising sign in our birth chart. Some of you will know your birth time, others of you won't. You can go to any astrological website and pump in your date of birth, your time of birth, and you can find your rising sign, which is also known as your ascendant. And that sign will relate to one of those 12. 1 being Aries all the way through to number 12, Pisces. So that can help you get an indication. But of course, you have a lot more going on. You have also influencing your purpose. You have what's called your midheaven. Also, what's influencing your expression of that purpose is your personality. And your personality is made up of these 3 bodies, your physical, your emotional, your mental body. And all of those are influenced by those 7 rays that I was talking about initially in different ways. So this is just a crude insight into that purpose. But it's a start, and it's an essential start. You can start with one of them that you perceive, and you may discover that actually that's not coming from here. It's actually coming from here. It's been your experience so far. So hopefully through the process, you'll come to differentiate the hand of the soul and the glove of the personality. We want to discover the hand that wants to move the glove, but the glove initially is rigid and doesn't want to be moved by this hero force, this soul force within us. And we start over time of meditation and of increasing our awareness to understand the difference between what the glove is and what the hand is. So we want the 2 to work together. And in fact, it's not that we reject the glove. It's not that we reject our personality. It's that we learn for the 2 to work harmoniously together. That the skills that the personality offers us offer a vital lens within which the soul can act through. So we all have our own different, unique makeup here. And we're going to start by just thinking about these 12 for now. In your email, I am going to, against each one of those 12, I'm going to give an affirmation associated with that everyday hero type. Within this meditation, before you start, make note of that affirmation that you feel connected to, that feels most true to that deepest purpose. Then within this meditation, I'm going to leave space for you to make that affirmation. If it doesn't feel right, the next day, pick a different one. And hopefully by the third day, you will have worked out which one is your one that you're going to go forwards with. After these 3 days, we're going to try and do this on our own. So we are going to meditate for 3 days using the structure and using the affirmation, aligning ourselves, receiving from that particular type, vision, into mission, into action. So that's 6 days. If you feel uncomfortable with the 3 subsequent days of doing it on your own, go back to this, come back to this meditation and use it as your guidance. See if you can, over time, maybe after the 6th day, not use my prompting, being able to recollect it in yourself. And remember, this is the adventure, understanding ourselves. It is exciting to realize that actually we have a purpose. Actually, we have, we're going through all this crap for a reason, you know, like it's tough some days. We have emotions. We have a physical body that does break sometimes, that does need nourishment, that does need help sometimes. We have thoughts. We have all of this in the way of realizing this higher expression. This is what it's about. This is what life is about. This is it, guys. So you've made it this far, and now we're going to get our teeth into it. So let's begin. So finding a comfortable position, either sitting on your chair with your 2 feet on the ground or cross-legged, aligning your spine, sitting up nice and tall. Take a big breath in, exhale through your mouth. Closing those eyes, come to watch your breath. Let's take 10 or so rounds of breath, just watching your breath come in and out, working to even up the inhales and the exhales. Every time an emotion or a thought comes in the way of that attention to your breath, come to focus back on that breath. This is your time. Self-discovery and self-realization. And then bringing that breath, concentrating that breath on your spine. See if you can exhale down your spine into the ground beneath you, visualization. And from the ground beneath you, up the spine to the crown of your head, growing your branches above you. Rooting deeper with every exhale, and growing higher with every inhale. Connection between the mother and the father aspect. Connection between the positive and the negative polarity. You are but a battery cell, my friends. Growing up taller, reaching to the highest place of light and rooting down to the deepest part of nourishment and support. Keeping that visualization going. Any thoughts or emotions in the way, just breathe them away and come back to the breath. Come back to your concentrated visualization. How deep can you root? How high can you grow? Can you feel that polarity? You are both form and you are light. And then into your heart, bring your awareness. This is where your consciousness sits. This is where the mother and the father make their child of consciousness, their child of the soul. And in your heart, feel that magnetic force. Feel that outward horizontal connection from your center magnet to all the other souls and magnets across the world. And the means of communication here is through love. Love, wisdom. Feel that love expanding from your heart. Beyond all boundaries, love can travel. This is your horizontal outward connection. Ground your self-awareness down into your core center of expression. Center of power, will. And then into your head center, your center to receive light. Willpower as inspiration into ideas, into intuition and insight. And from this center, keeping your connection to your roots and keeping your outward connection through love, open up to receive. Opening up, feel the light falling down, pouring down. Feeling that brightness, that lightness. Top yourself up today. This is your point to be able to energize, be able to be inspired. Meditation does not have to feel like drudgery. This is where you receive. This is where you know your point of reference every day to check in to ask to be guided, to receive those seeds. And now to align to your group mission, your everyday hero type, that purpose. Reminding yourself of your affirmation, maybe just taking a gaze at it and draw it into your mind. Just you did with that visualization technique. You look at the words and maybe you have to read them to start with. And then when you have those words, close your eyes and bring them into your mind. Bring the affirmation into your mind and just repeat them. And ask yourself if that affirmation is true for you. If that purpose is true for you. That's why you're here right now. Receive insight around that. What is it specifically with that you need to do? How does that have to manifest through your actions, through your creativity, through your creations? It's one thing knowing something, another thing feeling it's true, and a third thing to actually make it happen, actually to live that, actually to do that. That's when all three centers are in alignment. Receiving all the wisdom, all the knowledge, all the understanding that you need to receive today. And let's distribute that light, that love, and that goodwill through our thoughts, through our creative visualization. Taking our gaze to the highest place in our imagination, right above the crown of our head. Go 15 foot, and then see if you can go higher. From the highest point of light, draw down into your mind and out to other minds of humanity in this world. Feel that light flowing through you and out into others. With the intention of inspiring, illuminating, bringing the knowledge that we need, bringing the wisdom that we need right now. And then into your heart, the deepest place of love that you can feel, that love that guides you, that love that is wise. And from that deepest place, allow the love to emanate out through your heart to others, to other people in this world, to other souls in this world, to all those magnets across the world. I'm wishing them all to feel loved, to be loved, to be able to love others, for that love from you to others to flow. And then into your core, into the deepest place that will and of purpose emanates from. And from that place of will, feel the will of purpose and creative intelligence through into others in our world. May all be able to clear that's in the way of them living their truth and expressing their purpose. Feeling that connection from those three centers. And then to all of humanity, Feeling that light, that love, that goodwill emanating through all of humanity as one. May we all find that unity, free from separation, celebrating our unique gifts, our unique purpose, our unique expressions and experience. And with all of that, may we bring more light and more love and more goodwill into this world. And those ohms to seal, remembering that this is the vibration of the creation of the universe, the vibration of to our soul. We're listening in response, taking an inhale and exhale. Inhale for 3 ohms, or listen. Watching your breath again, feeling how that breath feels. Feeling what's changed in your head, in your heart, in your belly. Rubbing your legs. Softly opening your eyes, seeing what you need. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. Onwards and upwards.